Hello everyone, today we are plunging into a world of riddles and mysteries that still haunt us. In this video I will tell you 2 stories from Reddit about the most unexplained disappearances. These mysteries remain unsolved to this day and make you think about how mysterious our world is. If you like such stories, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click on the bell so that you don't miss new releases. Well, now let's get started. Story 1: Unexplained Disappearance in the Forest. Hi everybody, my name is Alex, and I've been reading various threads on Reddit for a long time, especially those related to unexplained disappearances. Today I want to share a story that really shocked me. This story happened to one of the Reddit users, and it's so weird and creepy that I still can't find an explanation for what happened there. It all started when a user with the nickname Mysterious Gone decided to spend a vacation in the mountains. He rented a small house in the woods, far from civilization, to take a little break from the hustle and bustle of the city. Everything went fine for the first few days, walking in the woods, fishing, and reading in the fresh air. However, on the 4th day, something strange happened. Mysterious Gone went out for his usual morning walk along one of the forest routes that he had already explored several times. Moving along the path, he noticed something strange. The path he had always walked had suddenly changed. The path that used to be simple and straight suddenly became winding and confusing. At first, he did not attach any importance to this, thinking that he had simply lost his way, but after a few minutes he realized that the path began to lead him into a completely unknown part of the forest. At some point, when he decided to go back, it got even worse. Everything began to change around. The trees looked different, the sounds of the forest became quieter, and the air suddenly turned cold. Mysterious Gone started panicking and tried to find his way back, but nothing worked. He walked on, but the feeling that his surroundings were unnatural did not leave him. After a few hours of wandering, he came across an old abandoned house that he had never seen before. It was empty inside, but something made him freeze on the threshold. He felt an indescribable fear rising in him. Suddenly, he heard a loud noise behind him. Turning around, he saw a dark figure standing at the edge of the forest. At that moment, his body seemed to be paralyzed. He couldn't move, even breathing was difficult. The only thing he remembers after that is how he woke up on the same path from which he started his hike. But it was already late in the evening. His phone, which had previously shown 0 charge, was fully charged, and the time was displayed on the screen, which did not seem to be moving forward. When Mysterious Gone returned to his cabin, he found that 2 days had passed, although he felt that not even a couple of hours had passed. To this day, he cannot understand what happened to him and what kind of creature he saw in the forest. This story remains one of the most frightening and inexplicable I've come across on Reddit. Story 2: Disappearing on an Empty Road. Hi everyone, my name is Lisa, and today I want to tell you one of the strangest stories I've ever heard on Reddit. The story happened to a user named Unexplained, and this inexplicable disappearance on an empty road still haunts me. Unexplained described his story as follows: he was driving late at night along a deserted road, returning home after work. It was his usual road that he had been driving for many years, but something went wrong that night. A road, which was usually straight and familiar, began to seem longer and stranger to him. At first, he noticed that there were no cars on the road, although there were usually at least a few traveling companions at this time. The lanterns along the road began to blink, as if they were running out of energy, and a thick fog enveloped everything around, which became denser and denser. He turned on the headlights to the maximum, but they could not penetrate this impenetrable fog. Driving past familiar turns, he suddenly realized that he should have reached his house long ago, but the road continued to drag on, and nothing familiar appeared. The feeling of anxiety was growing, but he decided to keep driving forward, hoping that this nightmare would end soon. However, it only got worse. After a few minutes, the fog suddenly lifted, and he found himself on a completely empty and unfamiliar road. Not a single signpost, not a single house, just a black ribbon of asphalt stretching into infinity. Panic began to take hold of him, and he decided to turn around and go back. But when he turned the steering wheel, he saw that there was something behind his car. He couldn't describe what it was, but he knew one thing: this creature wasn't human. A tall figure shrouded in darkness stood a few meters away from his car and did not move. Lost in the night, screamed and slammed on the gas, hoping to escape from this nightmare. He remembers how the car picked up speed, how the road began to disappear under his wheels, and how he crashed into something in front of him. He woke up in the morning, parked on the side of that very road but already under the rays of the rising sun. The car was intact, but it seemed to him that something had changed. When he arrived home, his family was in shock. They searched for him all night, but could not find him anywhere. Even the police joined the search, but they could not explain how he could disappear from the road that everyone knows. From that day on, Lost in Night never drove down this road at night again and never spoke about what he saw that terrible night. These stories still excite Reddit and make many people think about what mysteries are hidden in the most ordinary places.